What's up, fellas? Welcome back to another Hoagie Boy MMA predictions. Last week, I did kind of alright, I think. I think I went like 60-40, something like that. I know I got the fucking Strickland fight right, so you're welcome for that. I was 100% sure that that shit was gonna hit, and it did! Alright? Some people out there weren't listening to me, right? And they lost out on the chance of getting, like, double, triple their money. So, yeah. Fuck you guys. Alright, but, yeah, this week we got an absolute fucking banger of a fight. Oh, just kidding. No, this shit's straight cheeks, man. Fucking look at this shit. Moreno versus Kavanagh. That ain't too bad. But Kavanagh coming in short notice for the fucking Shopcott Ragmanov mini me. But yeah, he's coming in short notice in Mexico City. Mexico City's kind of burning down, or Mexico in general. They slimed out my boy I forgot his name, Pablo. But yeah, I thought this shit was gonna not happen, but I guess it's still going on. So yeah, but yeah, this card is complete ass. All right. Um, a lot of fucking free wins, to be honest, for like a bunch of the Mexican fighters and like the UFC's favorites. Really crazy odds, like -600, -500. That's all you're kind of gonna see. But yeah, dude, this is kind of like depending on how you bet on this card is gonna be kind of half and half. You're not really sure what you're gonna get. You could get fucked in the ass. Kind of like I did last week in terms of betting. But yeah, this is gonna be hard. But yeah, let's start with the first prelim. Party time with Schultz versus Damian Pinas. Pinas. That's his name. Pinas. But yeah, no, these guys are pretty good, both good. I'd say so myself. Coming out the contender series each, I think. I think Damien's already had no, they're both coming out fresh off the contender series, yeah. Yeah, okay, so they're both freshies, coming in, trying to make their mark in the UFC. But in terms of who I think is gonna win, I think it's gonna be my boy Pinas. Yeah, Pinas is really fucking he's a great striker, he's got a lot of power. Most of his wins are by finish, knockout. And yeah, this motherfucker's a straight fucking tank, dude. Wes Schultz, on the other hand, he's a grappler, and I think his last fight he won by Suliev stretch, right? He stretched out this motherfucker. Yeah, he stretched out this Italian dude. I remember it now. And before that, he got a guillotine. He lost to Mansour Abdul Malik. Absolute fucking. Ugh, I don't know how to feel about that. Mansour is kind of. Oh no, I'm confusing him with someone else. Never mind. But no, that's not a terrible loss. Never mind. I thought he was someone else. Dylan Budka though, that's an absolute fucking trash name to lose to, dude. Look at this shit, dude. He lost 3 times in a row and then got cut. Hasn't fought MMA in a good minute, so yeah, to lose to Budka, but that was like that wasn't too long. That was like 3 years. This one's kind of hard because you're thinking if Wes Schultz can implement his ground game and whatnot to submit this Pinas, right? But Damien, he's fucking scary, dude. This guy fucking slimes people out in like the first round. Yeah, look at this shit. Last 3 fights, round through first round. What am I? Round one finish. And then round two, yeah, dude, look at this shit. Holy fuck. Yeah, no, rarely gets out of the first, right? Yeah, look at this shit. All by finishes. His one loss was because I think he did an illegal kick to a grounded opponent. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go Damian Pinas. I had to say that's Damian Pinas by first round KO. Fuck it. All right, on to the next. Another one. All right, now this is where the odds start kind of go crazy, but for good reason. All right. Francis Marshall versus Eric Silva. Marshall coming in as a heavy ass favorite, minus 530 against the plus 390 underdog Eric Silva. Yeah, Eric Silva's old as fuck, dude. He's almost 40. Hasn't fought in a long time. The last time he fought was back in 24, so like 2 years ago against Muhammad Naimov. Got injured. Before that, he got triangle choked by TJ Brown. Fucking Bryce's I think this is Bryce's homeboy, right? But to get submitted by TJ Brown, dude, come on. And he got into the contender series relatively late, you know. Yeah, this dude's just old. I feel like he's old. He's fucking rusty, all fucking, delicate and shit. And yeah, no, Francis Marshall is really fucking like his record lately doesn't show it, but he's actually pretty good. Split decision by Marion Santos. I think it should have gone his way. I feel like Marion Santos got it right with that one. Before that, Dennis Bazooka split, not good, but and then before that, Isaac Dalgarian, before he started throwing fights, he was actually pretty good. Got ground and pounded by him. I don't think that's a terrible loss. Then William Gomez, that's also not a terrible loss. William Gomez is only lost to Hyder Mill. That's kind of bad, but William Gomez is pretty good in terms of point fighting, and it was a split, so. Yeah, no, for that punches, but he's pretty good, despite what his record says. Whether, this is gonna be more on, how I think he wins. He's more of a submission artist and only has one KO, TKO. But that was early on in his career where he got most of his chokes, right? Only recently when he got the punches thing. Damn. I think this is going to end by finish. I don't know. I forgot what the odds for that was, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Maybe like minus 150, something like that. But I think Francis Marshall could get a TKO. Just based off of Eric Silva being old and fucking all rickety crickety, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he get the finish, and I'd have to say like KO, TKO. Despite him only having one KO, he's got pretty good hands. So yeah, I think he just fucking dust up this old ass dude, and yeah, let's put it in Francis Marshall by KO. TKO. All right, on to the next. My wife. Oh my God. I love you. Dude, she's beautiful. All right, so I think this fight was against. This fight was actually supposed to be. What's her name? Fucking Ernesta Caracita versus Sofia Montenegro, but Montenegro pulled out. As I'm recording today, 25. Regina, comes in, Kill Bill, but oh my God, dude. Oh, let's look it up. Regina, Kill Bill, Tyrene. Oh my God, dude, look at this shit. That was kind of blurry. That one's also kind of blurry. What the fuck? But let's just look at her, dude. My wife coming in on short notice. I don't even know if that's her, but oh, that is her. My wife. Woo! Fuck. The fuck's Loner Kavanagh doing there? Oh, fuck. Nice. But back to the fight. Yeah. Yeah, she's coming in short notice, undefeated prospect. I saw the odds. I don't know what the odds are. I think they haven't released them yet. But yeah, it's gonna be Ernesta Karikate versus Regina Tarin. They're both the same height. Um, Karikate coming in with 5 centimeters more of oh no, none of mine. What the fuck? I'm blind. 5'9" versus 5'7". All right, he's gonna be taller. But yeah, no, I got no idea. I'm gonna be honest. Ernesta Karikate is the one who has a win over what's her name? Carly Julice. That's pretty good, right? Split, but it's pretty good. Then got a split by Nicole Cariali. Then before that, Dione Barboza, who isn't too bad. But yeah, no, this is kind of bad. As for my wife, Regina, 21. Holy shit, she's fucking young, dude. Oh, damn. But yeah, no, she's coming in, has a bunch of finishes. Whoa, didn't know this about my wife, but a bunch of finishes. KO, round 1, I think. KO, TKO, punches. Now that's pretty good actually. To be able to get that many finishes as a woman in the MMA, that's pretty good. Only ever been to decision once. The names though, 1-0. Okay, that's kind of 1-1. 5-2. Gisela Luna. It's not good. That's also not good. All right, so I kind of see what's going on here. So they look all right wins, like fuck. They look like all right wins, but damn, she looks fucking lesbian. But I feel like it's a pretty thing, right? She's fucking hot, right? And she does MMA, so she's obviously gonna start having a lot of fans, right? And these promotions are gonna be feeding absolute moms, fucking soccer moms to her, right? But she is 21, to be fair. They could be not too good. There could be a little bit of messing around with the bouts and whatnot. Feeding her absolute again, soccer moms. But this is kind of hard, right? Because she has finishes, but she doesn't really have like the level of competition. I like. Fuck it, I'm going my wife. I love you. Regina Tarin by decision. Yeah, let's say decision. All right, on to the next. All right, we got Javier Reyes versus Douglas Silva de Andrade. What are the odds for this one? Minus 240, not too bad. I'd say those are pretty fair. But yeah, no, Douglas de Silva's another old head, dude. 40 years of age, dude. Almost 41. Fucking, I don't know. In the bantamweight division, right? He's not terrible, but he did lose to Miles Johns. That's pretty bad, but yeah. Before that, he won against Cody Stamann. Not too bad. Lost Saeed. Vasily Rome. Peter. It's not too bad. Nothing too bad. He hasn't lost against schmucks. You know what I'm saying? He's lost against pretty good names, but yeah, no, he's just too fucking old, dude. You can't really pick him. He does have power on the feet. He does have power on the feet, but I just realized I didn't talk about, I think, the ladies. I don't think I talked about their what they're good at, but yeah, no. But besides that, Javier Reyes is fucking, he's pretty good. He's young, the point, I think 32. not reaching 40. 22-5, has 10 KOs, 8 submissions, so he's pretty well rounded. Only been in a decision 4 times, so his last fight, Contender Series, coming into the UFC looking to get his first dub. Punches, rear naked, uppercut, strikes, lost to Lorraine Douglas, punch. But yeah, no, you should be able to get a finish. I think so. If I had to say, I don't think it would be by KO, but yeah, no. I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen none of these motherfuckers fight, but based off the records, we could kind of say there's gonna be a finish. So I don't know. I say Javier Reyes by like knockout, or you could just do finish. I'm pretty sure that would be like plus money, but yeah, no, going Javier Reyes by finish. If I had to say, it'd be knockout. All right, now we're talking some real fights, man. Some real superstar power. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, this shit's just ass. Like, we got Chris Moutinho. Blockhead Moutinho. No striking defense Moutinho, punching bag Moutinho, sandbag Moutinho. Yeah, no, yeah, he's just he's one of those dummies that just stand there still, But yeah, I'm going Quinones on this one. I feel like this one's easy, despite Quinones being, 0-2 his last 2. He is younger. He's bigger. He does have pretty good striking. His striking's, not bad. It's pretty. I'd say it's kind of crisp. But his one hole would have to be his grappling. His defense against wrestlers and shit. But I feel like he's not gonna have to worry about that against my boy Moutinho. Minus 650 though. This is kind of fucking crazy, right? Like, he's off 2 losses and they still have him minus 600. So that's when like, okay, yeah, like Chris Moutinho's complete. Yes. But yeah, no, there's no way Moutinho's gonna win this. Look at their records. Christian Quinones lost against Ronnie Barcelos and Kyung Ho Kang by finish, but Ronnie ain't too bad, man. I know he's old as fuck, but he's on a 4 winning streak. And Hyung Ho Kang, that's kind of a bit more not that good, but but again, he isn't gonna have to worry about Moutinho. He's really got pretty good striking, and he's got a lot of KOs, TKOs. Not recently though, but yeah, no, they're feeding Moutinho to Christian Quinones, even though I think Quinones ain't even that good. He gets finished by anyone with an ounce of skill, talent. But yeah, no, they just feeding Chris Moutinho. Chris Moutinho in his last outing, got KO'd by Malcolm Wellmaker. That isn't like, a terrible loss, but you could see before he had a 5-fight winning streak, but it was in like fucking, I don't know, some random ass promotion, and they weren't too good competition, dude. They're like, these are even worse than he is, right? To lose to Moutinho, bro. But yeah, no, even before that, he lost to Guido Canetti, dude. 10-8 Guido Canetti. Oh, that's Guido Canetti, dude. Right? So he lost to a 40-year-old. Got fucking sparked. And, everyone remembers his Sean O'Malley fight where he, got his recognition for being a punching bag. But, yeah, no, I don't think Chris Moutinho is going to be able to implement his game of, I guess, wrestling. I think that's more of what he's skilled at. Because, yeah, I don't know, he's just shit, dude. He's shit. Also from New England Cartel, dude. That fucking team is ass, dude. what the fuck? You know, no one's good from that fucking team, right? So at least I know that Kristen Quinones has the ability to fucking end this shit. So yeah, it's gonna be Kristen Quinones by KO. I haven't been saying the rounds, but how to choose round? Probably first round, dude. Chris Matino's shit, dude. He's shit. All right, on to the next. My second wife, dude. Hey, Mason Chiasan ain't too bad. Look at eating, man. Come on, look. Oh, I'm just playing, but yeah, no, Aylin Perez mostly known for the ass. Hold up, hold up. I gotta look this up. Oh shit, what the fuck? Yeah, dude. Very skillful, man. Very skillful. I'd have to say so. Is that her? Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. But back on the fight. Yeah, Aylin Perez versus Macy Chiasson. This one I'm kind of like half half. Like I know Aylin's been on a tear, five fight, five fight winning streak. God, I'm retired. But 5 fight winning streak. Against Ashley Evans Smith, Lucy Padlovich, Jocelyn Edwards. That's a fucking pretty good dub. Jocelyn's been doing good. Her last fight last week was by submission. She's on a tear. Dara Zervernakova, not too bad either. And then we got Kara Rosa, not too bad. I know she's kind of a soccer mom, but she's on a tear, 5 fight winning streak, man. Last loss against Stephanie Egger. I'm pretty sure she's like old, but yeah, no. And then we got Macy Chiasson, the lesbian. I don't know. I actually don't know how fucking tall she is, because in some places it says 5'9", but here it says 5'11". If she's really that tall, then I might choose her. But yeah, no, she's got a good amount of finishes, 6% finishes. But she really kind of fights, to be honest. Last 2 losses, Yana Santos, that's not good. But I'm pretty sure Yana's on a tear too. She got 3 fight winning streak. Yeah, not doing too bad. So I wouldn't say too terrible about that. But Kaylin Vieira, I don't know. Went to a decision. That's kind of hard, But then she, I think, cut Dr. Stoppage, Maribuna Silva. But she's ass now. Penny, I don't even know who that is, right? And then before that, Irina Aldana, she was actually doing pretty good in that fight until she got liver kicked. She would have won that. But that was what, 4 years ago, and Irina Aldana's kind of gone down a hill. So I don't know, dude, because this is a women's MMA fight, right? Like logically, I would say Aylin Perez by decision. Be able to use her grappling, and be able to, I guess, smush her, maybe even take her down. Until 3 rounds. But she's like really short. She's thick, as you can see, but she's really short at 5'5". I don't know. Yeah, 5'5". I don't know how fucking accurate that is. 66-inch reach. And then Macy Chiasson's a big ass lesbian, dude. Like 5'11", 72-inch reach. I feel like maybe Macy could fucking implement her striking. Like if she's big. I think she's really big, right? She's got that like lanky build. And I know her loss against Sienna is not too good, but this was hard, dude. I don't know. Fuck. Choose my second wife in Aylin Perez or Macy Chiasson. Oh, decisions. Because this is honestly not like I wouldn't, say Macy Chiasa win is that far fetched, you know. But fuck, dude. I don't know how good Aylin Perez is though. Like she has wins, right? But nah, but she did beat fucking Jocelyn. I think I'd have to go by Aylin Perez by decision. Yeah, my wife by decision with her big dump truck. On to the next. Oh, another banger, man. Superstars, dude. UFC brought out their best. UFC right now. But yeah, Jose Medina versus Ryan Gondra. Yeah, no, we gotta go Ryan Gondra. Jose Medina's like shit. He's like I don't even know why he's in the UFC. Why he hasn't been cut is I don't know why, but yeah, no, he's shit. 34 years old, has a 4-fight losing streak against Magomed Gadzhiev. Oh yeah, they signed him because I don't know why. I guess he made it look close, and then Zachary Reese is not good. Got KO'd by Teba. I'd say it's not a bad loss, right? Teba is a monster. And then Dusko, this is the one. He got fucking submitted by Dusko, Dusko is not good, right? And if you're fucking losing to this guy and being finished by him, yeah, nah, he's not that. He's not. That's not good look. But yeah, he has had finishes in his early career, but he's just a fucking punching bag, to be honest. All he really does is fucking just go straight at his opponent with his chin in the air and starts fucking emoting all over the place, dude. Like, he's not good, right? That's all he does. All he does is emote, right? And then we take a look at Brian Gondra. I think I remember his Dana White's. Yeah, this is just a bunch of contender series. Fucking, this card is so shit. But he got a KO, TKO, Trent Miller. Before that, right hook against Vladimir Calvo. Yeah, I've never seen any of his fights, but he has finishes. 50% of his wins, KOs, TKOs. And then the other half just, submission decision. But, he is pretty heavy-handed. And the problem is me deciding how this fight ends. It could be decision, right? But, don't underestimate how shit Medina can be, He does supposedly have a chin, right? Only being KO'd by Teba, I think. Yeah, only one loss by KO and the other loss. So, it could go to decision, but he's just so ass, dude. I don't see him winning this fight, just like the Moutinho one. Shit, dude. I know I'm calling a lot of these fights to not go to distance, but that's for good reason, dude. These are fucking one-sided ass fights, right? They're feeding these motherfuckers, right? This is the fucking can crusher card, dude. And he's just such a big favorite too. 550. I go by finish, right? If the finish line ain't too bad, like 110, 150, I don't know. I'd do that, but you don't really get plus money. I think it'd be plus money for Medina to get finished, so by KO, right? So I don't know. I have to go Ryan Gondra by KO. This is a shit ass card, dude. All right, next. All right, finally, now we actually get somewhat top. Nah, not really. This is kind of same thing again. But we got my boy Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. My boy Manlet Emmanuel Rod. From what I remember, he cheated on his white girl, got the papers, and then bailed. I'm pretty sure that's actually real, but no. Back to the fights. Yeah, no. Even though it's fucking good, dude. He's young, 26. Fucking, he's a marauder, dude. Fucking, look at all his wins by finishes, dude. Never been to the decision. Did lose to Jose Morales, but that was an exhibition back in the Ultimate Fighter 33. It was pretty close, and I thought it could have gone his way, And then Jose Morales is on a fucking, he's on a tear, dude. Look at this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 7-fight win streak. I'd say 2 in the UFC. He's fucking doing good, and he's on a tear, dude. Finishes, submissions. But I don't know what I choose. I don't know what I choose. I don't know what I choose this to go to because, even though those finishes all of his opponents, right? But I feel like Kevin Borjas could survive, It could be a decision, but if we take a look at his record, yeah, last fight against Sumadorji, that was not a good look. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he looked like, I don't know, he looked like shit, right? Against Sumadorji, right? Sumadorji got, fuck, I can't even say it, but Sumadorji got fucking finished by Schnell, dude. That's crazy. And before that, he got a win over Ronaldo Rodriguez and, Mexico, I think, too. Yeah, but Ronaldo's kind of shit, dude. He's kind of he's actually really fucking shit. I don't know how he's gotten so many wins, but yeah. Not a bad win, but I also think Ronaldo's like shit. Alessandro Costa, yeah, that's not that good. And then Joshua Van, that's not something to laugh at, Joshua Van is the champion now. So the thing is, I don't know if he loses by finish, right? He's only been finished twice in his career, but he's not really good. And, even though it's really fucking, he's a heavy favorite, right? He's got power, he's got good striking, good wrestling. I think he trains with DC or something. So, he has it all, right? I guess the only thing is that he's like 5'4", right? But, yeah, no, I think, I don't know. I feel like this fight could be. Fuck it. I'll say Emilio Rodriguez by KO. If anything, if it's gonna finish, picking between submission, KO, TKO, it had to be KO. He just has really fucking good striking. He has heavy hands. I think he does it in round 2. Alright, on to the next. Another fucking can crushing. Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Bueno. Buenas. Yeah, no. Edgar Chairez is the obvious pick. Felipe Bueno is, last fight, Rafael Estefan was, I remember that one. Jose Johnson got a finish there. Joshua Van, not too bad. They both lost against Joshua Van. One against Huma. Yeah, his record's not looking too good, but yeah. He's only lost by finish 3 times, but mostly a finisher too. But yeah, he's a grappler, I think. Yeah. But Edgar Chairez, on the other hand, this dude's fucking huge for the division, dude. Flyweight, I had no idea how this motherfucker makes weight. He's like, what, 5'7"? He looks taller than that, right? And he's got a huge ass head. Like, I don't know if you could tell, but he's got a fucking blockhead. Big ass head, dude. And he's got a chin, too. But he's mostly known for his grappling. But he does have, pretty good hand striking power and strikes. Last win, CJ Vergara by choke. He lost against Joshua Van, but that shit was pretty close. Daniel Lacerda before that choke. Tatsuro Taira, pretty competitive despite it being a unanimous decision. He did give Taira some trouble, like with I think a guillotine somewhere around. I don't even know when, but that was a long time ago. But Before that, armbar, guillotine. So yeah, he's a mostly when he gets his finishes, they're by submission. Last KO, TKO was like 4 years ago against Ivan Hernandez Flores and some fucking promotion. I have no idea, but oh, he lost against Clayton Carpenter in the Contender Series, huh? But no, he's good. He's only really lost to like fucking really good competition. Like Tyra and Van, and they're fighting for the belt. So and he gave him a run for their money. And he's 30. The other guy's old as fuck too, 36, same height, but fucking Edgar's gonna be a lot more like dominating presence. But yeah, no. Obvious way this fight would be going is Edgar retires by submission. I'd say. I think that's pretty good plus money. You could go maybe by finish, but I'm pretty sure that's minus money. KO. I don't. He does have good hands, and they're both grapplers. So usually when it's grappler v grappler, it usually ends up being a stand up. But I think Edgar can fuck him up standing up, and then maybe get the back take and choke his ass out. Yeah, I'd say that. He's pretty also nasty on like his back, so yeah, I'd say Edgar retires by round 2 submission. Oh, now this fight right here. It's not a terrible fight, right? But it's like kind of lackluster, dude. So we got my boy Daniel Zellhube, or German name, I think. Versus King Green. Yeah, fucking look at this shit, dude. 500 minus favorite. Favorite. That is crazy. Those odds are fucking crazy because Daniel lost against fucking old ass Michael Johnson. Right? And before that, Esteban Rivich, not too bad. It was pretty close, but but to lose against Michael Johnson, dude. Like Michael Johnson ain't too bad, right? He's on his own little like win streak of Ottoman Zaytai, Darius Flowers, Daniel Zellhuber. And to be fair, I kind of thought that he had a lot of KO losses, and he does. Diego Ferreira got knocked out by overhand right, but then the last time he lost by knockout was not too bad. Yeah, no. I think I mixed him up with Bobby Green. I don't know why. But yeah, no, he's only been KO, TKO, 3 times. Usually loses by submission if he does. Decision also, but but to still lose him against Michael Johnson, that motherfucker's old, dude. All right? And Bob Green is just like a less better and a lesser Michael Johnson, right? He has good striking, right? And and he's just more chinny. That's it. But Bobby Green, I feel, could fucking upset Zellhuber, right? The thing with Zellhuber, man, it looks like he's I don't know, it just looks like he doesn't know what to do, or he gets lost, or I don't know. It's like he has, the tools in his toolbox to like be a great fighter, right? He's fucking what, 6'1"? Yeah, 6'1", got 77-inch reach. Extreme Couture, isn't that where Sean Strickland is? I could have sworn. Yeah. So he fucking trains with fucking top tier fighters. I know they have I know they're kind of known for kind of making their fighters like kind of shit. But I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure he trains with Sean Strickland, right? And for him not to get like a win over Michael Johnson is crazy, right? Also, his loss against Trey Ogden, that shit was terrible, dude. to lose against Trey Ogden. What the fuck, dude? But yeah, no, like he could fucking, he should be fucking sliming motherfuckers out, right? And he's only 26 too. He's young, right? So I'll give him that he still has more room to like improve. But it just looks like he's like scared or something, right? Um, I don't know. I don't think he's that good, right? He should be, but he's not. And then coming in against Green as a minus 550 favorite, dude. Green is like 330 fucking underdog, right? 350. I feel like Green, despite him being chinny as fuck, he has gotten slimed out a lot, by Jalen, by what's his name? Got slimed out by Patty, slimed out by Ruffy. But those are fucking good names. I guess the last one would be Drew Dober, but that's Drew Dober, man. Racially motivated Drew Dober. You know what I'm saying? So he's like fucking basically prime Mike Tyson. And then Islam Makhachev. Like, those aren't terrible losses, right? He loses against people, that you would, he should lose against, right? Fucking top fives, But Zell Huber, man, I just don't know with him, right? I don't know if he's going to come in there with the right mindset and implement, his game. He's a good boxer. And he's pretty good, at grappling too. Most of his wins are by oh no, never mind. They're mostly by KO. What the fuck? But he's pretty well rounded. It's just he doesn't do shit. He doesn't do anything, dude. He can't pull the trigger. And that's what I'm scared of, right? You can't bet on Zell Huber. You can't put this motherfucker in your parlay. Right? He's gonna fuck that shit up, right? Minus 500 makes you think, oh, this should be light work, right? But he's on a 2-fight losing streak, right? And Esteban Rivers, Esteban is alright. I don't think he's trash, right? But I don't know, man. Like, it's hard, right? Because it's either gonna be King Green, Bobby, Ricky, Rocky. What's his name? Was Robert Green. Robert Green. I don't know. I feel like he could just like strike from the distance. Fucking do Bob Green shit. Fucking Aura Farm, emo and shit, talk trash, and then Zell Huber just gonna be there with his scared face, not knowing what to do, and then it's a decision, right? But then I could also kind of see Zell Huber knocking Robert out, with like a head kick or, catching him, right? Because Zell Huber is fucking huge. He's big. He's a fucking big ass lightweight. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with Zell Huber, but to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he got, decision by King Green, Robert Green. So yeah, just give me Zell Huber by KO. I say second round. Yeah. Next on the card, the co-main event of the evening. I wonder if fucking Bruce Buffer's gonna be there, right? Probably be scared of like the cartel and all them shenanigans that are going down there. But yeah, Marlon Vera against David Martinez. Dude, David's fucking good, dude. He's fucking 27, young. He's got power, speed, good at wrestling, knocks motherfuckers out. He's a doctor, too. Fuck, I keep forgetting. This motherfucker's a doctor. He's an actual doctor. So, he knows that anatomy, where to land the fucking, I don't know, effective strikes on the body. But, yeah, dude, this guy's good. He beat Rob Font in his last outing. That fight was, I think, Ian's, right? But he made Rob Font look, not too good, right? I know it's Rob Font, old ass Rob Font, but he fucking came in there, did his thing, got the unanimous. And before that, decision and contender, but yeah, he's mostly known for his fucking knockouts, right? Yeah, no, I think he's well rounded. And then we got Marlon Vera, dude. Fucking hell, Cheeto, man. I always think he's like 37, but he's like 33. He's not that old. But yeah, the problem with Cheeto is kind of he doesn't do anything, right? He usually waits for his moment. And back then, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he would have been able to, do that, get a finish last minute. The last win was Pedro Munoz 3 years ago, dude. 3 years ago, hasn't gotten a win in 3 years. Before that, decision split, Curse and Hagen. That was not a split, dude. I should have been unanimous. But before that, Cheeto was known to fucking, I guess, like knocking out motherfuckers in the end, right? He has power, right? He has that fucking with his I don't know, just like when he lands, right? It just looks nice and fucking stiff. It looks like a fucking piston, dude. Right? This motherfucker has a piston on him, right? But he doesn't use it. He waits too much, dude. He waits too much. If only he would just pull the trigger, I'd favor him. I think I'd go with him, but you just don't. You can't trust him to fucking go out there and push the pace, dude. He waits too much. And David, I never seen that shit, but David, dude, he's fucking fast. He's fast. He's powerful. Despite being 5'5" for bantamweight, that's kind of crazy, right? You think that'd be like the regular height, but bantamweight's fucking huge now. But he's good. He's fast. He's powerful. Has a lot of knockouts, and he's gonna push the pace. He's not scared. He's a marauder, dude. He's in Mexico too. He's gonna push the pace, and I don't think Marlon is gonna be able to, do anything, right? He's just gonna wait for his moments. Maybe land 2 good hits on David, but not follow up with any of them. Yeah, no, I see this possibly David by decision, right? Fair's never been finished, right? But who also hasn't been finished? Fucking Ige, dude. He got finished last week, right? So it kind of makes me want to pick David by finish, but I feel like Fair's got a better chin, right? And he's pretty huge, so I don't think I think his chin will hold up, right? They were looking kind of suspect with Davidson, and Davidson has kind of been going on a down slope. But yeah, no, I'd go David Martinez by decision. But look out for the KO. I might put a little dough on that. Yeah! All right, another Brandon Moreno Mexican main event. Yeah, Loner Kavanagh coming in. I don't remember how many weeks notice, but he's coming in short notice. Yeah. Versus Brandon Moreno. All right, so let's start with Loner Kavanagh. Loner is fucking good, dude. People forget, man, he was undefeated, and he's known to slime out his opponents. Got good wrestling, got good striking, really quick on the feet, good ass offensive, all that good stuff. But yeah, no, his last fight he fucking crumbled under Charles Johnson. And it's not to say that Charles Johnson is fucking bad, right? He slimed out motherfucking Van, right? He's known to slime out fucking up and comers, so that's not a bad loss, right? And for it to be his first loss isn't too bad. Johnson did and then went on to get KO'd by Alex Perez, but Kavanagh's good, all right? He's young. Well, how old is this motherfucker? 26. He's quick on the feet. Got good power, I'd say. Good wrestling, and he was putting that pepper all over Charles Johnson in the first round. He just ended up getting tired, and that's the problem. How will Kavanagh's gas tank hold on in Mexico City? Motherfuckers be fucking dying out there in sea level. Like sea level Kane, that motherfucker got gassed out. and got choked out by what was his name? We're doing right. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I feel like people underestimate like the sea level. They're gonna get tired out there, right? And I don't. If this was anywhere else, let's say the Apex, I'd say the odds would be a bit more closer, right? And but even then, he's still gassed out, and I forgot where, but he gassed out, right? In a not so sea level place. So I just you just can't trust him. You can't trust him to not gas out, right? Like I know it was the first time, right? But he has shown to get slow down as the rounds progress, and um, you know, ah, I feel like if he can't get it done within like the first two rounds, he's done. All right. Or just like not even the second, just the first. If he can't get it done in the first, I think he's gonna lose, right? And I think he's gonna lose by finish, right? But then we go to Brandon Moreno. All right, Brandon Moreno, been there, done that. Fucking veteran of the game, He's 32. He's still young, but in terms of fucking, fights, the mileage, dude, he's fucking old in fight years, dude. Like, how many fights has he had? 29, 9, 10, 11. I can't do math, but over plus 30 fights, has a lot of wear and tear. The thing that you know I have a problem with Moreno is his last fight. To lose to Tyra like that, like I'm not saying it's bad, right? Tyra is fucking good. I'd say he's the best fucking grappler wrestler. He's really good, right? I think he's best in the flyweight division, or in terms of any division, right? And I don't know, he just looked weird. He looked weird in that fight. He didn't look too bad in the beginning, but to get like I don't know muscled like that and then finished. I know it was an early stoppage, but well, like okay, you know what? I won't hold it against him too much, right? And then before that, Steve Erceg, but Steve Erceg, I don't know how good he is, right? He did. I think he should have won against Pantoja, but then after that, he got KO'd by Kai Kara, which his stock went all the way down, plummeted. But so I don't know if Steve Erceg is that good, right? He's not bad, right? To like almost win against Pantoja. Um, I don't think you're a bad fighter, but Steve Erceg is mainly just a striker, and he doesn't really have power. So that kind of played in Moreno's. And Amir, I thought Amir was good at one point, but then I mean he did lose against good fighters, but I don't know, he just kind of doesn't do anything. To be honest, uh, I don't know. I don't know how to rate these wins, right? Because they're not looking too good. But before that was the Brandon Royale fight, and that was the fight that made me kind of I don't know, like look at Moreno differently. Cause in that fight he was not fighting how Moreno usually fights, dude. I remember he wasn't doing his I can't show it right now because I got no camera, but he's doing his like side to side, that thing where he like covers up. He looks kind of like a spider, just like moving his hands around and like kind of defending quick. I don't know, but you guys know how Moreno fights, right? He wasn't fighting like that. He's just fighting like a regular. I don't remember because it was long, but I think his fight style in that fight was weird, and he could have won that if he fought how he usually did. But I don't know. I think it was the change in gyms or something. But that fight was weird. I didn't like it. And then before Pantoja split again, not bad, and he had his wars against Figgy, but yeah, the thing I have with this fight is kind of deciding how it ends, right? Um, Obviously, if this was Moreno of maybe 4 years ago, he'd fucking destroy Loner, right? But this is a Moreno who's kind of been there, done that, has done everything, two-time flyweight champion. Has so many miles on him. I remember him almost contemplating retiring, I think. he took a break and then came back, but I don't know, right? Moreno's still good, right? But he's just not like championship level good as he once was, right? But then Loner, like, I feel he's gonna lose his he's gonna he's gonna gas. That's it, right? So for me, it's like, how is Moreno gonna win? Right? Is he gonna win by decision? He usually does, right? But against Loner, with Loner coming in short notice and in Mexico sea level, I feel like Loner's gonna try to go in there and like finish finish the fight as early as he can, right? Because I think he'd know that, like, if he goes 5 rounds, he's not gonna win, right? Um, but for me, I'm thinking of, does Moreno win by submission or knockout, right? I'm pretty sure those are pretty, good odds, like plus money. It'd be like if Moreno, gets Loner at a, gas, and then will he start unloading, fucking that pepper on him and then knock him down and land those little weak ass hammer fist, or would he, hurt him and then like maybe get a back take, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I'd put it on finish, right? I'd put it on finish, but the gambling degenerate in me kind of wants more, right? And that KO looking pretty good. I think the last time I checked it was plus 400. So I think, first off, I think Moreno's gonna win. I think he wins possibly by a round three finish. And if I had to say, I'd say KO. You know, Loner, I could see Loner gassing out after unloading his load on Moreno the first round. He looking good first round, wins it probably the first round. But then after that, he gets tired, sees that, he can't finish Moreno, and then Moreno's going to land something, maybe body kick, maybe a head kick, or I don't know, something. And then be able to land some ground and pound and, get Kavanagh out of there. So, yeah. I'd have to say I'm going to go with Moreno. Yeah, I'm repeating myself. Moreno, round three, TKO ground strikes. All right. But yeah, no, yeah, this fight card is fucking ass, dude. UFC really feeding us fucking shit, right? They're feeding us shit on a platter and we're eating it. So, but yeah, no, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification, all that good stuff. And yeah, peace.